Hello again, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and owner of National Restaurant Consultants. And we welcome you in, as we do every Wednesday, to the NRC Helpful Moment. And today, of course, we always have Mr. Brian Devine from Cafe Fuel. How are you this afternoon, Brian?
I am terrific. Thank you. How about you, Richard?
I'm good. This is the 204th edition of the NRC Helpful Moment, and today is International Women's Day. And NRC would like to celebrate that with our senior consultant, Sandy Clark. Hello, Sandy. How are you?
Hello.
Sandy has been on the NRC Helpful Moment probably a good half dozen times or so. But more importantly, what I wanted to do today is allow Sandy the opportunity to share a little bit. She has broken glass ceilings in her career on several occasions in terms of being one of the first women in food service distribution to be a president of a major food service distributor, to be a food service distributor sales rep in a major market like Denver, Colorado. And she has broken through the glass ceilings many, many times. And she is a very accomplished executive, a very accomplished person, and a wonderful friend. But as a woman, she has experienced some of the things that many, many women have in terms of barricades and things that deter women from advancing. But I want to congratulate Sandy for all of her years and success, and talk to us a little bit about how you went about dealing with some of those obstacles that you dealt with over the years, Sandy.
Thank you, Richard. So I started out with my degree in hotel and restaurant management and hit the road. And my first job after college, I was the kitchen manager at a 450-bed hospital here in Denver, Colorado. And I quickly determined that my food salesman was having more fun than I was. And so for the rest of my career, I took this big detour into food service distribution. I started in sales. I called the general manager of the company that was selling my hospital, and he told me he wasn't hiring. And then 2 days later, called back and said, I just realized you're that girl who looks like my daughter, Leslie. Come on in. There's a lot of luck that goes into some things. He sat me at a customer service desk for a year and a half. I hated it, hated it, hated it. But the good news was that when he finally put me out onto the street to call on customers physically, I was more than ready. I knew what I was doing. I knew our products. I headed off and met my new district sales manager for my first day on the street, who told me, I told Fritz I never wanted another woman, but he told me I have to work with you. And that's how we started. He then gave me some really good advice. And he said, 80% of this job is showing up and showing up consistently. And that was true. One of the things I learned early on that's true in food service distribution and in restaurant work is it's hard work. It's a career that rewards hard work. And if you're willing to put that work in, it will pay off. So I then progressed into national accounts and got to call on some large chains over the years, and was working for Richard when he promoted me to a district sales manager. And that was my opening into management in food service. It could be a heck of a lot of fun, but there weren't a lot of us women out there at that point in time. And we've all heard the reasons. We have to leave to have children. We can be temperamental, all of that kind of thing. But I will tell you that my sisters in food service distribution selling with me at the time, there was Mary, Michael, and Beth. We were good, and we worked hard, and we had fun. So over the years, I found that patience does kind of pay off. A lot of the male DSMs were really, really eager to take opportunities as VPs of sales around the country. And once more, even though I didn't like it, I had a lot of time where I got to learn what I needed to do. And when the Plum vice president of sales job opened in Denver, they had all taken other jobs, other places. And so that was my entree into the so-called C-suite. Over the years, I spent 20 years at Performance Food Service here in Denver. Some know it as Roma, as the market president. And those were great years. But one of the things I quickly learned is the buck has to stop at my desk. And there are a lot of things that you need to just let roll over you. You can't take up every single battle, but there are a lot of battles you can take up that are fulfilling. So in Denver, finally at the end of my career, I had a female marketing manager, a female purchasing agent, 2 female DSMs, and we all interacted equally with our peers. So food service, once again, it's a fun career. It's a career that you can't hide anything. It's all, everybody knows everything about food. And so it was great for me.
So one of the things that is so amazing about Sandy is she always, and still to this day, she puts her foot forward as herself, as her own experiences and professionalism, and she doesn't wear a chip on her shoulder. She certainly has had to deal with some of that, both with male counterparts or even female. Yeah. What advice would you give to some of our other younger audience today, younger women particularly, who are in the food service and hospitality industry, in terms of, other than patience, let things roll over you? Is there anything else that you might throw out their way?
Don't be afraid to be bold. Put in the extra hours initially in your career. It'll pay off.
Yeah. And just so we know, Sandy is a mom of 2, although her children are all now grown adults. Yes. But she raised 2 children in the industry as a working mom. And so it work-life balance, I guess, is another thing that you discovered as well, right, Sandy?
Yeah, it helps to have a spouse who embraces your career as well. I was fortunate with that.
Yeah. So that's it, really, in a nutshell. I mean, Sandy Clark is an absolute award-winning professional in the food service and hospitality industry. She's proven herself to hundreds, if not thousands of people, of that being professional is number one, and, you know, using your brain and understanding that you just know what you got to learn, and you learn from those building blocks and you go forward. Sandy, thank you so much. Brian, I don't think today is one of those days that we're going to celebrate women. Yep. You know, it's International Women's Day. You're going to celebrate women that we know, women in food service, women in the C-suite, our moms, our wives, our spouses, our sisters, our grandmothers. But we're going to celebrate all of them. And National Restaurant Consultants, I'm going to do this. We salute you all. All right. That's it for today. Thank you, Sandy, for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye for now, everyone.
Bye, everybody.